Ah, don't be so surprised. That happens all the time. So, I'm not too late because it's not over, then. Yeah, good for you, you'll be a god and stuff, yada yada yada. All that jazz. Unfortunately, though, I've got to tell you, Vaati, that's just scripted chimes of the bell. No matter how long we take to kill this one guy, and I don't even think we need to do that, we could just walk up the stairs, but even if we did take our time, the bell would never chime until right about now. Ah, no need to hurry, because, you know, I can just clear these boxes out at my, at my own pace, and then just mosey on over to these switches. You know, just in my own pace. I don't have to do it quickly if I don't want. I mean, I guess I have to do this kinda fast, otherwise I'll run out of time. We don't want to be here forever, do we? I mean, we could be, but we won't. Up until this point. Yeah, that bell chime is scripted. The last one, however, is not. You gotta fight 3 dark nuts, and, when I was a kid, I tried charging through these guys, which took forever, and eventually, the 3rd bell did chime. And, yeah, you get a little scene where Vaati kills Zelda. Well, I guess he doesn't really do that on screen. He's just like, ah ha ha, I am now super great and stuff. Look at me, my magic's so powerful now that I have the Light Force. Go me. And then you get a game over. But, nonetheless, I was a kid and terrified of everything, so, at that point, I just turned off the game. But we don't have to worry about that here. I was just about to give Statue Zelda a hug. Let me just tell you that I'm not completely invincible. I'm gonna remind you of that fact. But seriously, I'm super good as I am. I don't need to drain this last little bit. I mean, you could probably just go up and stab me if I tried doing that. Unless, you know, he opened a trapdoor. He could have just done that, then drained the light force from her body, and then fought us. Come on, man, get your priorities straight. Oh wow, he has a different laugh. I'm going to make myself twice as Bishi! Look at me, I'm beautiful! Other than my eye, don't look at that thing, or shoot it with arrows, or stab it, all of that would be terrible. So, this is Vaati's first form. Sorcerer Vaati here is just going to rotate some eyes around him. When you destroy those, his big eye opens up and you can stab it. I think you can also shoot it with arrows, and apparently that does something maybe, because you can get arrow refills in this room, but personally I just prefer good old stabbing. He'll teleport around to try to prevent you from hitting him, but it's not a huge thing. He'll stop eventually. The eye lasers aren't too dangerous anyway. It's this attack that you need to look out for. Because yeah, now my butt's on fire, and that made me prone for another attack from the eye lasers, which should have been easy to dodge. And I did not get enough time to hit him at all. Oh, and now the eyes are surrounded by darkness. So, Gust Jar actually has a use in this battle. Imagine that! The Gust Jar is an item you use in the final battle. So you didn't use that in the final dungeon, but yeah, you do get to use it here. I think the only item you don't really use in the final dungeon is the Molments and the Flippers? You don't swim. And I can't remember all the... Actually, do you use the Cane of Pocky? You probably do. Though, if we are missing a few, then we definitely get some use from other items during this battle. But of course, Gust Jar's had its use because Vaati looks to be about finished. Or perhaps not. You will not survive my final boss in a JRPG battlefield. I hope it can't save you from me because I accidentally put tiles you could use in this area. Boy, it sure would suck if that bit me in the ass. So, this is kind of similar to the Gjord pair, or whatever those bosses were called, I always forget their name, in that you need to hit Vaati's weakness at the same time with split Doylans. This time, however, instead of the boss automatically revealing his weak points, you have to do that yourself with arrows. And then you should not get hit by this rock candy because that will interrupt you. And don't get hit by electricity either. In general, don't get hit. Of course, the nice thing is, you only have to hit the surrounding eyes once, and then you hit him a whole lot. Of course, the blue, unopened eyes do mean that that's not a weak point. Of course, you know that all of the eyes have to be next to one another. They won't be all over his body. So yeah, now I know that all the eyes are on his left side, but of course I have to reveal them first, and then clear this rock candy out of the way. Other than him just floating around, the rock candy is of course the biggest threat just because it lingers on the battlefield. Of course, it can give you items and health, so it's not all bad. Oh yeah, and this should go without saying, but this form of Vaati also has its own theme, which is pretty cool. I like that he gets unique themes for pretty much all of his battles. Or, not pretty much, just this one and the other one. Jeez. When I said that floating around was a threat, I didn't think he'd float around this much. He's not even attacking, he's just floating there. I'm going to be annoying to hit. Take that, Doylan! Witness my power! I'm really hard to hit, and not actually good at killing. This is not as good as a plan as I'd previously thought. He's taking a bit of damage, but even as powerful as he is, I can't imagine he'd take too much more. Of course, then again, I can't even hit him, so he's doing pretty good for himself survival-wise. Of course, actual killing, I give you, I'll be nice and give you a C, alright, Vaati? Oh, wow, I only need a few more hits on him. That was actually kind of sad. I have the power of a god that only moves around. Kind of just shimmies all over the place. Oh, he exploded. And that's the end of Vaati. See you in 4 Swords, nerd. Hey! Yeah, I'd imagine Zelda's kind of tired of being a statue at this point. Here I come to save the day. Alright, let's just do the old... Yes, I know how to use the 4 sword to spin and shoot a thing so people are no longer a statue. I've done this before, I've got experience. Doylan, I am so fucking hungry and bored right now, you don't even know. Doylan, let's get out of here. Let's go to every burger joints. Technically speaking, I should have died of starvation, oh dear. So Vaati wasn't just a load-bearing boss, he was a delayed load-bearing boss. Oh no, lazy-looking debris is in front of the entrance! How will we ever... Rockscape. No, we're not gonna rockscape over there. Okay, well, I guess we'll go to the sanctuary because apparently that's safer. Seriously though, that debris just looks kinda lazy. It's the end of the game, whatever, just throw that on the ground. Have some debris, it doesn't look that good, but whatever, just go to the damn sanctuary, we're just fencing you off. I know I just exploded, but I'm still a threat. And he takes the form that he would later be seen in 4 Swords. Except this time he's got big ol' arms. I am going to hug you so very hard, Doylan. You'll not survive this hug. Right, so, Cane of Pocky, used this time. And you thought it was useless. See, I was just saying that we didn't use it in the dungeon, but gotta use it here in order to access the arm. And in here, similar to the boss of the Wind Shrine, or whatever that is called. Temple of Dirt, I forget its name. Only this time we don't hit pillars, we just have to hit one of those eye guys. The one you need to hit has a filled-in pupil, the others have empty pupils. So that takes care of one arm. However, we still have the other, and thankfully these will not respawn, and, well, he kind of shows them to us fairly easily, so we can take care of them rather easily. This time, though, the twist is that it's dark in here, so hey, the lantern has some more use. Wouldn't have expected that. And he tries to escape, but whatever. Also, I love how judgmental the floor is. It's just like, dude, are you really stabbing my eyeball, dude? Dude, if you do that, you'll destroy the... oh, whatever. Jerk. So now he's actually going to attack using those little eye bats beneath him. Reflect all his shots at once, then go for a bunch of stabs. Of course, you can't just kill him in one round. That'd be too easy. Now this can be pretty difficult because actually timing it so you reflect these things properly, not easy. And if they hit you, well, of course that'll damage you, so yeah, do be wary of that. This time there's nothing to really heal you unless you brought it in with you, so no rock candy to break open, better be careful. And while I was not able to reflect that properly, at least I didn't get hit by it. And now he's actually going to start shooting electricity, making this much more annoying. Oh dear! Okay, now that was just uncalled for. And all four Doylans are hit together. Of course, it figures. Okay, not gonna screw it up this time. See what I tell ya. And he's finished. Come on, I was a giant floating eye. I should've won. Thank goodness you're safe. Now seriously, let's get out of here. I need something to eat. Oh yeah, and apparently everybody's dead now. Yeah, we don't actually get to see that, but yep, all dead. Oh, hey Aslo, you can fly? Why didn't you do that before? Well, that was weird. Oh yeah, by the way, Zelda, meet my hat, Aslo. Guess he's not my hat anymore. Kinda prefer him as my hat. I miss you, Aslo. My head is so cold now. Food, drink, please. I'm literally dying. I might keel over at any moment. Well, Zelda, you survived this whole ordeal, so here's a reward. Have a hat. Its true name is actually the Deus Ex Machina cap. I'd really like the last few months of my life back, please. Just erase Vaati from existence. Make it so he was never born, alright? We good? Wait, where were those guys? Just hanging around in that one hallway that we never actually found. Oh sure, just kill off the Octrox, because apparently they don't deserve to live. Fuck the Tektites, I don't care about them. Even though though I can't see them not be turned to stone, I just assume they're not rock anymore. Yet apparently that wasn't enough to destroy the hats. This is telling me some very strange and concerning things about the morals of my hats. Eslo, I'm sorry to say this, but you look a lot better as my hat. Please be my hat again. Not as the old man sage, just go back to hat form, please. Well, this is just a boring normal cap. I mean, I'll do the da-da-da-da for it, but it's not gonna talk to me. And roll credits. And so, that was The Legend of Zelda the Minish cap. So, that was pretty much my favorite 2D Zelda game. It works a lot better as a sort of Wind Waker-inspired game than Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. As much as I like those games, they don't really nail Wind Waker as well as this game does, and this game actually just uses sprites, unlike those games which have 3D models. But seriously, it's a really nice, charming game. It definitely borrows things from other Zelda games, but it still manages to do its own unique things as well. Some of them aren't the best. Temple of Droplets, I'm looking at you so very hard and just groaning in agony, I guess. But of course, as per usual, the music's pretty good, especially the music at the end of the game. You know, the later tracks are some of my favorites. Plot was, I don't know. I mean, there's some at the beginning, some at the end, but then most of it is just, oh hey, meet some Minish, get the elements, you're good. They really could have used Vaati a bit more, I think. I mean, as a villain, I like his design, but doesn't really do much. He shows up, he's all giddy, he chuckles a bit, but you never really interact with him all that much. When you do, he either leaves or knocks you out. So you never really get any meaningful interaction. Plus, eventually he just decides to spend most of the game as the king, so... yeah, as far as villains go, really could have had a bit more presence. Then there's the game's main gimmick. I do rather like the Minish thing. As I've said before, I kinda wish this wasn't a Game Boy Advance game, just so they could, you know, maybe use the Minish idea a bit more. I don't quite think they used it in itself to its full ability, though for the game, I think it suits it just fine. There was also the ability to split, which is kinda this game's gimmick, but that wasn't quite as strong as the Minish thing. It kinda ties it in with Four Swords as well. I mean, considering this game precedes Four Swords, and that one also originally came out on the Game Boy Advance, though. Probably haven't played it until the DS version, because that's the version where you know, actually can play it on your own, or you don't need a link cable. I don't think anyone liked the link cable, just looking back at it. But yeah, all in all, Minish Cap's pretty good, other than the parts where it's not good. As per usual, side stuff, not always the best. Kinstones, no. But, despite that stuff, dungeon-wise, overworld-wise, Minish Cap is fantastic, and I still love it. So, I've been Fefter Masamune. This has been The Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap, and I'll see you next time for whatever I do next.